Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are here on a Monday morning. It is a little dreary outside, but we opened our eyes this morning, so we're blessed to be alive. I'm really excited about this week, and I kind of threw this on all of my co-hosts, so a couple of them know, but not all of them know. I mean, you hear us on the radio all the time, but do you really, really know us? So this is the week that you're going to get to know us. I'm going to interview all of our co-hosts and let you get to know a little bit about us, get to let you in, open our minds to living differently in the world. And maybe we can, there's a seed that, somebody has gone through or something that you're dealing with that maybe we can open our minds to living differently in the world. So, the Good Life Radio Show Money Monday is brought to you by LNR Security. So make sure for all of your security needs, you go online at lrsecurity.com. That is lrsecurity.com. For community needs, if your business with everything that's going on right now, make sure you reach out to LR Security. You can go online. You can see all of their services. They are high on with all the technology. You can sit and watch, what's going on at your business while you're, in your car, on your phone, on your computer. Any way that you want to do it, LR Security has that for you. So look up lrsecurity.com. That is lrsecurity.com because that is the good life. Now I have Telley Madina on the line this morning, and Telley is the one where I had to drop the information on him a little bit more last minute because I knew he wasn't going to do it because he hates to talk about himself. Hi, Telley.
I'm ignoring you even though we're live on the radio. What do you want? What do you want?
I want you to open up.
I am open. I was at the Zulu second line on yesterday with my beautiful little girl.
I saw her. I saw her.
Open. What else?
We inquiring minds want to know. People listen to us all the time, and we've been on the radio for almost 2 years now. But, sometimes, they get to put pieces together by what they hear, but they really don't know who we are or, how we got to where we are. Telley, I mean, just a basic, they know you're a lobbyist, but, what do you do? What do you do what do you do?
I don't have a job. I'm like Tommy.
Tommy?
How did I get into lobbying? I have been a part of 59 political campaigns.
What? Wait, I think you need to say it again because I don't think people appreciate the information that you're able to give every Monday morning. How many campaigns?
59.
Like 5-9?
Political campaigns, mostly in New Orleans and in Louisiana, but some outside of Louisiana as well. I have started on campaigns. Believe it or not, at 19, 20 years old, first real campaign was Percy Marchand, Loyola University, for SGA vice president. And so we were in college, and of course he's my frat brother.
What frat are you in?
What
frat are you in?
I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
All right.
It's a big deal. And so I don't know. I'm a very simplistic guy. I'm from the 7th Ward, North Prairie, Columbus, Huntersfield, raised by T. Big Duck, and Big Ike, as a lot of people know. Coach Chris Quest, Coach Bobby Roy, Coach Dave. I remember all the coaches I ever had. Huntersfield, was the breeding ground for me. It taught me everything I needed to do. My mom and dad divorced when I was 6, and so we weren't as close. So my father, to a degree, was my big brother, Don Warren, the neighborhood, and, playing at Huntersfield. And fortunately for me, for stability's sake, I went to Valina C. Jones, the place I'm most proud of in the whole wide world, from kindergarten to 6th grade, and then I went to McMain from 7th to 12th. So I always had stability in that. I only went to 2 schools my whole life, growing up from a baby through high school. Mm-hmm. So I take Valina C. Jones and Eleanor Laurel McMain Secondary School, where I will be giving a commencement address on Thursdays very, very seriously because in the formative years, those are the two places that helped my mother, who's a single parent, who's a Mardi Gras seamstress, provide stability for me. So
that is amazing. So you give us all kinds of great information every Monday morning about, politics, policy, I should say, community. When do you remember the first time being bitten by the politics bug?
I can remember being on Claiborne in Orleans, probably from Mardi Gras. And, if you grew up in the 7th Ward and you walked down St. Bernard Avenue, it was hard to explain to people that Mardi Gras Day, I never went to St. Charles Avenue, because for us, Black Mardi Gras was the Mecca. Orleans and Claiborne
Right.
was the Mecca. And so somewhere between Esplanade all the way up to Orleans Avenue, you would see people from everywhere, from church, from school, folks from out the neighborhood, and there were just tons of families barbecuing, boiling crawfish and shrimp and stuff.
Now I'm hungry.
And
thanks.
Sorry. And I can remember, and I don't know exactly around the perfect age that was in that time frame, that somebody had on a Dutch Moriel T-shirt. And I had never heard somebody talk about a black man, even in being young, with so much respect and so much esteem. And so that cropped with when I would leave church sometimes on Saturdays, St. James Methodist Church, 1925 Ursuline Street in the 6th Ward, Crazy Joseph Tilley, who everybody knows. In leaving there, when I would walk down North Prior Street, right off of the corner of North Prior and Kellerack is where our former mayor, Mark Morial, used to get his haircut at. And so some people would run up to the mayor, and I don't even know what the name of the barber was who was there, and say, hey, Mr. Mayor, around the 90, somewhere between the 94, 95 areas, and being a young guy. And just I would look at him, and it wasn't that he was so regal, because he would talk with everybody, get on his knees, play with the kids, and it was a big deal in the 7th Ward if you can play this game called Cool Can. And I don't know if they play Cool Can all around New Orleans, but it's a big deal. And sometimes, we couldn't afford no real baseball bats, so, of course, we took the mop handle off, right?
Right.
And we played Cool Can on Kellerack on North Prior Street, because on North Prior Street there a lot of cars traveling. And that he would get out there and play. And in my mind, you needed to be that kind of black man. Somebody. It wasn't just, at Hunters Field, we used to joke because T. Gill and them had the tight biker shorts, as all your coaches did when you were young. And he was such a big presence, and he was at Hunters Field for 40 years. But to also see an educated black man with a suit and a tie on, but yet he still was willing to play Cool Can with some kids in the neighborhood, maybe give them $1 for ice cream. When Mr. Oka was passing around, you might buy a watermelon for $3 and you could share it.
Right.
That was, a big deal for me. So for people, who would say that in the neighborhoods that they came from, they never knew, they never had, history on their side, and they never were going to do amazing things. I would always say that within my 12 blocks of the neighborhood that I came from, whether it was Hunters Field Circle Food Store. I remember my grandmother sending me to Bashman to go get meat, but you had to get your hot sausages from Vance Vocason over at Vocason Sausage. And every time I come in there, when his daddy went to bed, hey, little fat boy, what you in here to get? And then, even when I was passing back the Circle Food Store, and I know this may be illegal now, but she would give me a note, and I would give it to the assistant manager, who now is the owner. And he'd say, tell Mother Blosh I'm praying for her, because they went to Corpus Christi together. And he would come back with a heavy bag, but it was 2 brown bags, and I'd get home and realize it was a 6-pack of Sliss beer. I don't 8 years was supposed to do that.
Well, he didn't sell it to you. She had already made the payment, and she was just delivering it.
I didn't ask no questions. They take care of that later. But I guess what I'm saying is, when my mother was a seamstress, and she used to sew for Ernie Cato, and the mother-in-law lounge on the corner of Columbus and Claiborne. And so now to see Kermit Ruffin takes that place over and going to drop off his costumes, and you walk in the ballroom, of course, you go walk in the back, and he said, hey, boy, here's extra $5, put that away. Make sure your mama don't know about it. I don't want her to curse me out. All of my whole existence was within those 12 blocks.
Right.
Whether you can have a chance to listen to the Rebirth Brass Band, or if you were by your grandma's house and it was a special occasion and you went to go get food from the man who cooked in the black skillet off of North Robinson Avenue. I mean, for me, the Seventh Ward was the Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
And so on Thursday, when I have a chance at McMain and in commencement to be able to talk about the New Orleans that I love and genuinely care about, it is an accomplishment from that fat kid from that corner who played at that place to make it.
Mm.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
It's a big deal. So for the campaigns and the politics, you know, seeing Dutch Morial, seeing Mark Morial, and realizing for us that power means that we have to have access to power, and being able to put black people in positions to be successful, to work on campaigns, to make money, because, you know, it's an industry in New Orleans for a degree. This is why I do this work. I realize that we're working on equal pay legislation just in Baton Rouge and this week. And we talk about it as if it's not that serious, but realizing that the nation's average is 77 cents on the dollar. In the state of Louisiana, it's 67 cents on the dollar. Mm. For African-American women who are usually single head of households, it's 47 cents on the dollar.
Right.
If I'm able to put 53 cents back in Eileen's Carter's pocket, and I know Aiden ain't going to jail and we'll never have that level of influence on his life, but if the criminal justice system is housing people for $930 million a year, and the majority of those people are black men, and if we can give that single mother who is doing her best, because a black Negro like me is not doing his job and taking care of his children, and the burden is on that black woman to do it. From a policy perspective, in the Capitol, in Baton Rouge, it may be a small thing, but it's a big old thing. Not just to Eileen, who is successful, who's doing well, but who a person like my mother who was struggling, trying to get by, that we don't ever forget about not the little people, but our family. Mm. Everybody in our family ain't doing so great, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically. And so if I learned anything from formative years into now, if I learned anything from Jerome Smith, if I learned anything from the people in the fraternity who reared me and my mother, it was that we should never forget about the folks who are in the neighborhood who are struggling, because those are the people, Eileen, the people who babysat her uptown when her mama was busy and her daddy had to work and her other two sisters were busy. These are the people who made us.
Right.
So as much as I want to have a house in a nice neighborhood and not necessarily be in the hood, there is a dogma in that to be a man, you got to see a man. And so if I can call Charles Rice, for example, for advice, I can call your father from advice on a business perspective. Sometimes the individuals back in the neighborhood may still feel a connection to me or to your daddy or to a Mr. Rice.
Exactly.
Or to a Graylin Banks. You know, those are the people that they love and adore. And we have to steadily be able to impart that wisdom, primarily because we know that there may be other black men who are not doing those things.
I think the two big things I'm getting from you, Telley, by listening to your story are, number one, the importance of role models, and number two, the importance of giving back to your community. And seeing those two things go hand in hand, especially with your role models, what a difference your life can make, and how your good life was redefined by watching role models who gave back. So if we can all be role models who give back, look at all these people who were able to affect Telley's life, and look what he's doing now for our community. Now, whether you know it or not, there are people who are looking at you each and every day, each and every listener. There's somebody watching you. And if you can be a role model for them and show them how they can give back, what a different life we would live, and we could redefine the good life, and we can change our community. So, go ahead.
I will end with saying that we listened to the show. I went to a Walgreens, and I'm not going to say which one it is, to pick up a prescription for the baby. And one of the ladies was like, "Oh, it's you." And I said, and she said, "You the guy that be on WBOK with Eileen." And I was like, "How do you know that?" "I had to hear your voice, and I thought I recognized your name when you was picking up the prescription for your baby." And I said, "And what we be talking about on the radio?" She said, "I listen to you, black man. I listen to you. I'm a single mama, and you break things down about politics and make it plain, and you make it more interesting for me. I remember when you said that black people should be able to vote on Sundays, and I was laughing with the people at the church because I was thinking, Lord, we don't never see each other, but if you can get all these Negroes together to go to church on a Sunday after they ate, they'll be happy and voting at the same time." Now, that might be a little bit. That may be a small thing, but that lets you know at some level what we're doing is connecting with real people, and that's what's important.
And that's what the good life is all about. We're redefining it, and that's what the good life is all about. So I want to thank you so much for, giving us your time every Monday. We really appreciate it, and that's what the good life is all about. Thank you for being a role model for us, Telley.
No doubt. Love you, baby.
Love you back. This is The Good Life. This is Money Monday, and we are getting to know our co-host this week. That was Telley Madina. You got a little bit of insight on him. And when we come back, we're going to get to know Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. Make sure you stay tuned. Money Monday is brought to you by L&R Security. We'll be right back.
Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. The Grapevine will be informing, encouraging, and educating the inhabitants of the greatest city on earth. I'm your host, Braylon B. Banks, and I hope you'll please join us on The Grapevine on WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen at tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
Gentili Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabout for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Mirabeau in Gentilly.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
When I got hit in a car accident, the insurance company tried to give me less than I knew I deserved. I called Maurice Reed Jr. He got me $150,000.
I'm Maurice Reed Jr. If you got hit in a car accident, call me, 488-HELP.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind.
Good life, good life, in a different lane.
We are back on Money Monday, which is brought to you by L&R Security. And for all your security needs, make sure you go online right now and look up lrsecurity.com. lrsecurity.com, because that is the good life. And we are back with an interesting week. I wanted you to get to know the co-host. So we are back with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. You know, we had a great conversation with Telley, and I wanted y'all to, open your minds to living differently in the world. So we're going to do a little switch up and get into the money and finance and all that kind of stuff. Because I had a very interesting weekend, Kenneth. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm going to tell you about my weekend and give a shout out. This weekend, my brother-in-law graduated with his master's of business administration from Tulane University. So shout out to Dana Peterson. I love you very much. And I know everything that you do for the kids, and, going back was, he's a fun uncle. Like, he does stuff with the kids. And actually this weekend he was like, Aiden, come over. He was showing him how to grill and do all that. But he dropped off the face of the earth for about 18 months to get his master's. And so now he's back, and we're very proud of him. And, my son and my nephew, watched him do that. So it's inspirational for the kids around him, and we really appreciate everything he does. And we're very, very proud of him. But one thing that stuck out to me while we were at the graduation was the amount of finance. I don't want to say masters. The amount of people who got their masters in finance, and the, I don't know how to say this very well, but the disproportionate amount of us sitting in our caps and gowns. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Kenneth,
yeah.
Is that the most eloquent way to say that, I guess?
Absolutely, because majority is going to be Caucasian Asian.
There was a very large Asian population in getting their masters in finance, which I thought was absolutely amazing, and not to be funny or whatever. I was like, what do they know that I don't know? Because obviously we need to know it, because we don't know. And I was just like, I'm going to ask Kenneth, because I know he knows, and he's trying to impart this knowledge on a regular basis, and we just don't listen to him.
Absolutely.
Right, Kenneth?
Eileen, it's a great point. I'm glad we're talking about this as well, because I have firsthand experience in this world with Tulane and also with the Asian and white culture coming out of there in finance, because every year I have interns coming from Tulane in the Asian community and also the white community for finance. So a lot of them are on board with us every summer.
I didn't know
working
that.
on getting that experience. Yeah. So, matter of fact, she's seen some information on that as well. But that campus itself is very motivating. Every time I'm over there, I mean, I'm treated first class. I get a free umbrella every time it's raining, and I got to walk. Somebody holds the umbrella for me. I'm like, this is crazy, crazy.
Thank
on
you
the
very
first
much.
class attention. But that's why it's so important, and that's why I'm so passionate, because there's a big disconnect from those who know and those who don't know. And it's two different worlds, even though we're in the same zip code, same area code, same state, same country. We're getting two different results, and it's not even close, where it's like a slight edge difference. It's dramatic differences. And so it comes to, one, re-educating, but also exposing is key. Because what you did for Aiden and what Aiden will get exposed to is huge. So being exposed is major.
Right. I mean, the only thing that differentiates all of us is exposure. You got to see something that I didn't, so now you know and I don't. And ignorant isn't, it's a bad thing if you know, if you don't know that you don't know.
That's right. That's
if you
right.
know you don't know, I should say that. Right? Yeah. If you know you don't know, then go learn. Right? You can Google it at least. But and a lot of stuff that we don't know, and look, I am in this category, so I am raising my hand right now, understanding how money works. So where did you start? Where did you first learn about money? Like who inspired you to learn about money, or was it because you just wanted some? Like how did it all start for you? Like where did the interest in money come from?
Well, the interest in money came from the lack of money growing up uptown. So I became very interested because I didn't like not having it. It was very clear this was not good. So I wanted to figure out why is it that we don't have any? Why is it that not just only my household didn't have any, but everybody around us didn't have any? Everybody that we went to church with, they were all broke, putting up $1 in the offering. No one had money, and I'm like, why is that? This is not cool. It sucks actually. But I was fortunate to get connected with a guy that became a mentor of mine, a guy named Tommy Golisano, who's actually a self-made billionaire here, based out of Rochester. And I got a chance to go stay with him for a few months years ago, back in 2004. And I learned so much about money and life. It was unbelievable. It was the best and worst experience of my life. And the reason why I say it was the best and worst, I worked almost 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and couldn't keep up. I was giving it my best effort, and it still wasn't good enough. But I'm so happy I had that experience, because when I left there, I was so much faster than 98% of everybody in this country because of being around the elite and seeing how they operate. And that was one of the biggest things, Eileen, for me, because I saw money differently. I saw the way he looked at the stocks. I saw the way he looked at money, and he taught me how money and currency all came together. For example, paychecks, which is modeled very similar to ADP, payroll. They collect the payroll for all the businesses, and of course I use the service for my companies as well, because a business owner don't want to have to get caught up in tax situations. If you can outsource that to the pros, pay them that little minimal fee, because it's very minimal compared to the headache of messing it up and cost yourself a lot more money in penalties and interest or possible jail time. So pay the $86 or whatever the payroll fee is going to be, well worth the money. But from a business standpoint, you have a call center full of reps that's trained on payroll professionally, that handles multiple business accounts. Generally, you pay your quarterly taxes every 3 months. So if you're doing business taxes for all of these companies, close to 1 million companies, business taxes, but you don't have to pay that until once per quarter, now you're accumulating all of their payroll taxes in one account. Guess how much interest you're making?
A lot.
Was that not smart? A lot. And that's separate from the fees you charge. Just paying their taxes. Really, you can pay their taxes on the interest you made on everybody's money.
So what I know. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. The guy's name that you went to go watch. What kind of company did he have?
A payroll company.
He had a payroll company. I just want to be clear about that. Okay.
Yes, their local office here, which they're national, their local office here is on the West Bank at 401 Scott Street. Over there on the West Bank, you can see the name from the bridge. But it was a payroll company. Of course, they added on additional services because they had your payroll business and had the relationship, the trust, and the respect. Now they were able to add on added value services. 401k retirement, because if you're doing someone's payroll, clearly you can do their 401k.
Right.
And the retirement, you already have that in place. The other thing they were able to add on is human resources. A lot of small business owners don't know how to deal with problems. I deal with things every now and then as well, and you need a human resource professional so you don't get yourself sued. For example, when you got to fire somebody because they're a knucklehead, now they're claiming you did them something wrong. What are you going to do?
And how many of us find ourselves in those situations?
All the time. All the time.
Every
Absolutely.
day. So what else did you learn from them? Obviously, you learned how making money with other people's money is more advantageous.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. I also learned about a work ethic. They work like you wouldn't believe. And it was a grind that I've never seen before. And like I said, I gave it my all and still couldn't keep up. So I learned a work ethic. I also learned the power of excellence because it was demanded from me excellence. I couldn't have a speck of dust on my shoe. My shoes had to be shined and polished every day. My suits had to be on point every day. My desk, I couldn't have clutter all over the desk. I had to have one assignment that I was working on specifically at that time. When I left that desk, it had to be removed from the desk where my desk was clean. Chair was pushed in. It was unbelievable. So I had never been exposed to that level of discipline and excellence that was required to perform on that level. So that stretched me, but it also got me out of a lazy, because I was more of a slacker in school. So I had a slacker mentality where I may have my paperwork all over, homework turned in, kind of balled up. I found it. So this was huge for me to get, like, I'm like, whoa, these guys are serious.
So that was a huge turning point for you.
Absolutely,
so
huge.
How was your life different after you came back from that experience?
I was so efficient. When I came back home, I was so efficient. I was like a ninja in business. My time was managed like never before. I was getting more done in one day than most people get done in a month. And so it was that much dramatic. But I also looked at money differently. So when I went there, I thought $100 was a lot of money until I got around people that had a couple $100 million going up and down the stock market based on a dollar and a up or down. So I looked at money totally different. I realized that it's not a shortage of money. There's billions and billions out there if I wanted to go get it. So I went from seeing the world as half empty instead of half full.
Perspective,
absolutely.
Perspective became everything.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing, before we finish the segment, if there's one thing that you can say you got out of that experience, what would it be?
To think bigger. To think like a billionaire.
Ooh. Surround yourself with different people, you get a different result, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
A billionaire mindset.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You can't have a billionaire mindset being around people who aren't.
That's exactly right. And those that are telling you that that's too far-fetched as well. Because he started out with nothing. He got fired from his other company.
Really?
He worked for a payroll company. He was telling them what they needed to do differently because this is what the clients wanted. And they basically brushed him off and fired him. So then he started his own. Then wound up buying them out about 2 years later, the company that fired him.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So the grind is real.
What a cool story. Well, we are going to find out exactly how KB Enterprises started and everything that you offer and why you're so passionate about it when we get back. Y'all, this is Money Monday. We're getting to really know our co-host, how they got to where they are and, where they're going. Stay tuned. This is Money Monday. We will be right back.
Gentili Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Mirabeau for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Mirabeau in Gentili.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
When I got hit in a car accident, the insurance company tried to give me less than I knew I deserved. I called Maurice Reed Jr. He got me $150,000.
I'm Maurice Reed Jr. If you got hit in a car accident, call me, 488-HELP.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind. The Good Life Money Monday is brought to you by L&R Security. Make sure you go to lrsecurity.com right now for all of your security needs. They are up to date on all kind of technology. They do your surveillance in your neighborhoods if you're a neighborhood association and you just want a little extra security. Make sure you reach out to LR Security. You can go online right now at lrsecurity.com and find out exactly what they can do for you. So make sure you go online right now at lrsecurity.com because that is the good life. Now we are back with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises, and we are getting to know the co-host of the Good Life radio show this week. You know, everybody thinks they know, but do they really know, Kenneth? And it's funny because a little bit of the theme for today, and y'all know this wasn't even planned, how the show was going to happen, is role models. As I've been listening to Telley and as I've been listening to you, how role models really changed the course of your lives and opened your minds to living differently in the world. So you were giving us a little bit, about an internship that you had that, changed your life. But at the point that you decided to open KB Enterprises, what was that process like when you decided to open your own business? Because that's a big jump.
That is a big jump. It's a major jump, a lot of fear, a lot of no guarantee, no certainty. But one of the things that
no regular check.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Look, the next 2 weeks, you ain't going to get a check. You direct deposit, forget about it, unless you go deposit it.
Right. Right.
So it is a big difference. It's two different worlds. I always say it's two different worlds from the person who signs the front of the check and the person that signs the back of the check. Two different worlds altogether, even though there's two signatures on the same piece of paper.
Right.
But what helped me with that, Eileen, is I worked for a guy named Brian Tracy as a corporate sales trainer. So I got a chance to train Fortune 500 companies, their top leaders, executives, on how to increase their profits by 15 to 20% by working for Brian Tracy. So I spent time throughout the U.S. working with companies like Sprint, and I spent the time in Uijeongbu, South Korea. LG and Samsung was my client back then. And, I got a chance to really see that these principles that we were teaching these companies and the way we went about our process of teaching business people and business leaders how to grow their money and their profit share will work for an individual as well. So it kind of came full circle to growing up with a family that didn't have a whole lot of money and growing up in a neighborhood that no one had money. I'm like, if these principles was applied to a person's home budget, their personal profit and loss at their house, they can also be successful. And that's when I brought those worlds together and realized I wanted to start a company that can help individuals change their financial situation.
Kenneth, I'm sitting here like, yes. Teach us all. Show us, please.
That's right. It's so real, though, Eileen. And, it's amazing because you know what I discovered, though?
What did you discover?
Once I discovered this, I discovered that most people won't take action because they're a slave in their mind. So it's like being a slave or being institutionalized. If you know anybody that's been locked up for a long period of time, because, like I said, I came from an environment that I've seen that as well. And once you've been in a place for so long, actually being free is not cool.
Right. It's more comfortable being uncomfortable because that's comfortable.
That's all you know. That's exactly
all you know.
Right. That's exactly right. And so it was a little disappointing sometimes because I'm like, I wanted more for the people than they wanted for themselves a lot of times. And that's what I discovered as well. What
trait have you seen in the persons who were able to break that mindset?
Generally, those people would be like your brother, for example. He was already driven. He wanted more. To go get your master's, that's optional. It wasn't mandatory. That was an optional decision. And so you'll see those type of traits like that in a person. Like, for example, some of my best clients right now are travel nurses. They live on the East Coast, but they go to work on the West Coast. They own a house on the East Coast, but they travel to the West Coast for work. That's committed, and that's serious. And they know medical. They know the nursing side, but they don't know money side.
Right.
But whenever I ask them for a document or something's due, they make it happen. I never have to wonder. For some people, I don't even know if they're still a client because they never got back. And so, but the ones that are affluent, I never have to worry about. It's an easier transaction. It's a more profitable transaction as an organization. So it's less stress, more profit.
Why do you think that we aren't taught how money works? Like in high school and stuff. Like they teach us parallelograms. Like, we have to have geometry. You know what I'm saying? But
That's right.
exactly how money works is not a fundamental, academia. It's not like in the books. Like, why not? Like, it's a college level something, but shouldn't that be like a life skill? We all have to use money. Shouldn't it be taught in the schools? Why do you think it's not there? And what do you think the importance is of making it a priority to teach our children about money and exactly how it works and, the principles you've learned? Because it can literally change your life if it's something that you inherently do and it's just second nature. Because it's harder to change something when you can't teach a dog new tricks. So it's harder. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And my unfortunate belief, and because I've seen so many documented reasons to have this belief, Eileen, it's not by accident that it's not taught. It's actually on purpose. Much like a lot of things like Napoleon Hill and a lot of different things that would educate people on how to look at the world differently was prevented from being brought to the marketplace, because if you keep a person ignorant, you keep them in bondage. So when a person is ignorant on how credit works, they're going to fall into the trap of probably having less than perfect credit, which means you'll get to charge them more interest rates. They'll be more stuck in bondage financially, so they'll do things like go get a VCR or a sofa from Rent-A-Center and pay 10 times more than what the sofa's worth.
Because they're going to give you more money in the long run.
Exactly.
But they have less money. But it's just because they don't know, because they weren't exposed to more information.
That's right. So that same $10,000 car that they finance costs them about $30,000.
That hurts.
See how that works? And the person that does understand how money works, guess who gets the $30,000?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not like we were the first people that realized how important this is to get in school, but it still never was put in school. And this has been going on for decades and decades. So that was what I discovered from the unfortunate side of how things really work, how the money really works, and why people are not educated on it. Now, like I said, the other side of it, too, is once a person gets educated, because the person's been in bondage so long, if I tell somebody, you know what, let's go this route, you'll make more money on your money, they're going to think it's too good to be true. So they'll look at me like I'm the problem. And that's how it works, Eileen. So they're a slave in their mind because they're so used to paying the hard price. They don't realize there's a road over here that everybody ain't going on. The elite go on this road. That's why a person that's W-2 pays more taxes than a person who's wealthy on investments.
Wait, say that one more time.
A person that actually the W-2 employee pays a higher tax than someone who's wealthy, like a Mitt Romney, who makes all his interest off of investments and things like that. So wealthy pay lower in taxes. People that are not wealthy pay more. Wealthy pay less. People without wealth pay more.
And we complain about it, as a community so often. Why do they pay less taxes? But it's because they know how money works, and the same information is available to us. We just don't either seek it or, sometimes just lack of knowledge and knowing that it exists.
That's right. That's right. And plus, because all you knew was one way, anything different seems strange. Or seems wrong.
And change is difficult sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's how it works. Think about it. Why would someone not want to pay less taxes?
I'm raising my hand right now.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't this educational system teach us how to pay the least?
Why wouldn't they?
Exactly.
But that's what KB Enterprises is all about. That's why you started, so you could teach us.
That's right.
How to do
exactly it. Exactly right. Because I found out why everybody in my neighborhood was broke and the people on St. Charles was not. I found out the answer. And when I realized, I'm like, that is why. It's education, but it also becomes a mindset. Once we get educated, once we get exposed to it, now we have to because we have to create new disciplines, new habits. And it goes along with our health, also with our wealth. Once I learned that the fried chicken, even though it tastes good and seasoned real good with the batter, that is bad for me, now I have to take a discipline and say, okay, no to the fried chicken, and let me go ahead and boil it or grill it. And that's very difficult now because I've been institutionalized for 20 years on the fried. And now somebody say you can do this, and this is going to help you live longer and break those cycles of people saying this runs in my family. No, what runs in the family is the grease.
Right.
That's what's running. That's the only thing that's consistent. The same recipes is what's running in the family.
Right.
We need to create some new recipes and create a new message in the family. And so that's how it all comes together. Because most people, too, if you watch them, most people that are wealthy, they also watch their health as well.
So if there's one thing that you could tell someone listening out there, okay, you know, we realize that the information is out there, but we just haven't, you know, taken that step to, you know, to be exposed to it. What can we do today? Obviously, we can call KB Enterprises, which is, give me your phone number while we're at it. Oops.
504-577-4139. That's 504-577-4139. Or they can go online at kennethbarnes.org.
Because you teach all of these principles, and obviously, you know, y'all, he's here every Monday, you know, giving all of this information. And you know, I'm not going to tell you why. I'm not going to tell you why he does it. I know why he does it. But Kenneth, why do you do it? Why do you do what you do? What makes you get up every morning?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is because I was a kid not knowing. And one, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for that kid that's looking in your face every day, wondering why we don't have. Do it for that person because they're innocent. So that's one of the main reasons I do it, because I know that pain, and that sucks. It's a sucky lifestyle. You know, where you got to lie to a kid saying, oh, yeah, the store is closed. Oh, they're open. We just don't have no money. We got to be honest about the scenario. So that's the first reason I do it. The second reason I do it is because I have a diverse clientele, and I'm well exposed to a lot of cultures, a lot of different things in the world. And I'm tired of us being the laughing stock in our community. And I'm tired of the jokes being the truth. That's why I'm passionate.
Ooh, that one stung. But so true. So true.
So true. True.
You see the memes here, there, and everywhere, and y'all laugh, but, you know, there's something internal that's like, that's true. So what can we do as a community to turn that around? We can start with ourselves, and I'm raising my hand just like everybody else. I know I need to start with myself. So that's why I listen to Kenneth Barnes. I listen to what he says. And if y'all didn't know a little bit about his background, now you know. He's worked with all of these major corporations all over the world, and he comes back to WBOK every Monday to give us a little bit of insight on how money works and what we can do to change our lives and change our community. If you need some help, reach out. Kenneth, I know we have a couple minutes left, but I find that that's hard for us sometimes is to acknowledge that we need help.
Absolutely. When you're at rock bottom, you don't have anything to lose. So why not? What else is there what's the alternative? Stay where we are? And a lot of times it takes that. It takes that building to be burning or that boat to be sinking where you can say, I got to jump off, because if I stay on this boat, I'm going under for sure. I might as well jump and see take a chance to go to the next level. And that's why I tell people, go for it. But the other thing is, too, when you do reach out, stick to the plan. Understand that it's going to be work, but commit to making a change.
And it's funny because I've been, subject to this as well. Always thinking I can do everything by myself and, having an individualistic mindset. Y'all, it doesn't work. It really doesn't. And we have to work as a community, because that's what we are. We are a community. We're all related. Technically, especially in New Orleans, y'all know we all related. So if we can open our minds to living differently in the world, and if you have some good information that works, share it. That's what the good life is all about. If you have a family member who needs a little help, help them. Give them a leg up. If they don't know how to do a budget, teach them. Even if the best thing you can do is maybe give them Kenneth Barnes' phone number. You know what? I don't know how to do this, but maybe he can help you. Take this phone number down, and maybe just information, and, save up for a service. May not be today, but maybe next month, whatever the situation may be. But you can turn things around. The definition of insanity is hitting your head on the wall consistently, right? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
That's right.
Let's do something differently. Let's open our minds. Kenneth, give me your phone number one more time, how they can reach you.
504-577-4139. That's 504-577-4139.
Y'all, we are opening our minds to living differently in the world. We are here on Money Monday. We are redoing this week, so make sure that you tune in every day of this week because we're going to get a in-depth look for all of our co-hosts. And actually, I have a surprise for y'all on Friday, but I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to have OT interview me, so everything... I don't know if I wanted to tell. I mean, I tell them my business anyway, but I'm going to have OT interview me. So tomorrow we will have Ursula and Brian and Henry, and Wednesday we will have Bashans and Doc Griggs and Bobby Clark Alexander. Then we'll have the ladies of Gumbo Talk, Terry, Rachel, and Cindy. And then Friday, OT will be interviewing me. I don't know what he's going to ask me. I told him it's all free. So stay tuned. Get to know us this week because that's what the good life is all about. Let's redefine it together. Open your mind. I'm out.